Yeah, guys, pretty epic main event. Definitely my favorite match of the year, personally. I just can't remember watching a match. Um, it's been so long since I watched a match in WWE that I just got really excited about. That match was fucking awesome and definitely saved the show. Best part of the night. I just felt like SummerSlam had a lot of like what the fuck moments this year. Very illogical shit that WWE always does. But needless to say, it was still a good time. Had a good birthday. The night before I was celebrating, hanging out with people, so I was not home. I did not watch NXT Takeover, so I'll have to check that out. I heard Adam Cole made his debut, so that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, SummerSlam, the event was, alright. I had a good time there. It's like, the only thing that kind of sucked was the people I was with. Like, there was some, like, not I was with, but the people I sat next to. Um, the guy who was sitting next to me was pretty cool. He said he was from India, some Indian dude, and of course he was rooting for Jinder Mahal. So I don't know, we talked a lot during the show. But there was these guys behind me, the whole row behind me was full of these, like, drunk dudes. He's like, I think they were Mexican or something. They were just being so obnoxious. And, oh my god, they were just screaming a bunch of dumb shit throughout the show. Like, it didn't ruin the show for me, but it's just kind of annoying vibe, it's just like constant screaming and, dumbass shit that, it would have been nice to not hear. And I swear, every time I go to a WWE show, there's always some guy falling down the stairs. Now, the arenas are very, like, the steps are narrow and, like, there's really no leg room. There's, like, no room for you to move and stuff. They make as many seats as possible to cram in as many people so they can make more money that way, but I swear there's always someone falling down the steps. There was some drunk Mexican dude, he fell backwards off my row into the row in front of us, and I mean, it was kind of funny, but it was kind of weird because his kids were freaking out, and I don't know. I swear I always see someone falling down the steps at WWE shows. Um, So yeah, attendance 16,000. That's really not that good. I think that's pretty weak in my opinion. I think, back in the day you get at least like, I don't know, 20,000 is good. Maybe even 18,000, but like if it's more like the 15,000, then you can tell the ticket sales are going down. Oh yeah, and the last thing before I get this review started is the KFC was a sponsor, and at the end of the pre-show, you got Shawn Michaels coming out there. Literally, he's dressed up as Colonel Sanders, the KFC guy, and he's dancing around, to his music and doing all his, poses, and just walks backstage. Like, he just comes out there dressed up like that. His music doesn't even stop playing, and he just goes back into the locker room. And I was like, what the fuck? That was like, I don't know, that was just really bizarre. I don't know, they must have paid him a lot to do that. And you know what? I have to turn the volume down a little bit. I apologize, guys. This shit's kind of loud. I'm watching, JD from New York, his SummerSlam review. I thought it would be funny because this guy seems pissed. I mean, I thought the show was kind of bad, but I didn't think it was shit. He thinks it's shit. Anyway, let's get on with this review. This video has been long enough, so I'm just going to be very brief. There's too many matches. I'll just say if I liked it or not. I guess we can include the pre-show. They started the pre-show very early. The doors didn't open till 5. And they started this maybe like 20 minutes later, and more than half the people weren't there. But I was there for the first two matches. Miz Taraj defeats Hardys and Jason Jordan. Very boring match. Really nothing good happened in my opinion. Like, the whole thing was just kind of like a joke. Kind of a slap in the face to the Hardy Boys. I don't know. It was just crap. They were wrestling in front of like nobody. Neville defeats Akira Tozawa and wins back the Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah, this was very weird. It's like, why the fuck would they take the belt off Neville after like a 8 or 9 month reign and then just give it to Tozawa? It makes no sense. So he won it back. I had a feeling they would do that. WWE, it just, I don't know. They're known to do weird stuff like that. And then it was the Usos who defeated the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This match, I was not present. I was at the like concession stand getting like, food and beer or whatever. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch this shit. I already know what's gonna happen. The New Day will retain. And then as I'm getting my stuff, I hear from the arena, here are your new champions, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. I'm like, what the fuck? And I take my phone out and I go on the network real quick and I see them with the belts. I'm like, wow. So the one time I get up and, I leave the action and something actually good happens. I heard it was a good match. I still didn't see the match. But, yeah, the Usos won. Now the actual card. I was really surprised. John Cena defeats Baron Corbin. I was surprised this was the first match. Cena wins his first SummerSlam match in years. And, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty bad match, like just because it was short and because Baron lost in the fashion that he did, it just seems like they buried him on purpose. I don't know, they didn't really give Baron Corbin any momentum, especially after all the, stuff they could have done from this past SmackDown. It just did not feel, good at all. It just really was not that good of a match. So that was a letdown. Then it was Natalya defeated Naomi. I had a feeling Natalya would win, but I put in the predictions that Naomi would win because I don't fucking know. But yeah, Natalya won, and everybody was expecting Carmella to cash in. They even showed her backstage or something, by the pre-show panel, and yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. That didn't happen, so I'm guessing that tomorrow on SmackDown she will cash in. I don't know. It would have been cool to see a cash in. And then it's Big Cass defeats the Big Show. Boring match. I mean, you obviously know that. The fans were chanting boring the whole time. It was a slow match as usual. Enzo's dancing up in the cage and he slips out. So that was cool to see because, I never really thought of that. I don't think that's been done before. Then Randy Orton defeats Rusev. Rusev attacks him before the match, and then Randy Orton just hits the RKO out of nowhere, and it was just like, I don't know, really not that good. It was just like, what the fuck? What was the point of that? Let's see. Sasha Banks defeats Alexa Bliss. This match wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it was a decent match. Sasha Banks won by submission. Nothing exciting here. Can't really argue about it. It wasn't that bad. Finn Balor defeats Bray Wyatt. Everybody saw this from a mile away. It was cool to see Finn Balor with the face paint for once. So, yeah, I don't know. It just makes him look a lot cooler. Then we got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. They defeat Cesaro and Sheamus and win the Raw Tag Team Championships. This was a really good match. I thought it was going to be boring as fuck, but it was really good. It was one of the best matches of the night. Probably the second best match of the night, actually, besides the main event. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then Cesaro popped the beach ball, so people like that, I guess. It's kind of sad when that's more important than, like, half the card. And then we got AJ Styles defeating Kevin Owens. Good match, good wrestlers, of course. I didn't care too much. I'm not really into this feud, though. It just seems boring. But it was a good match, and I was happy that AJ Styles won, retained. So that's good. Jinder Mahal defeats Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm not going to rant about this, because I can rant about it for a long time. It was bullshit. Straight up, it was bullshit. I was hoping Shinsuke would win. I thought Shinsuke would win. A lot of people thought he did, but I really don't know why. Because if I think about it, the reason they gave Jinder the belt in the first place was for him to go to India with the belt. And they're not going to India till next month. So it's like, Why would they give it to him and then take it off of him right before they go to India? So he's going to go to India with the belt and then probably lose it right when they get back. Probably at like, I don't know, the next pay-per-view after that. And then we got the main event. What a fucking main event. It was incredible. We got a couple table spots. You know, we saw Lesnar get speared through the barricade. There's just a lot of action. You know, Strowman was definitely the MVP of this match. You know, like, I was really hoping he would win, honestly. I would not mind it. You know, he's really one of the best things on Raw and is definitely a believable champion. Samoa Joe, he definitely deserves it, but I just can't get behind him as much. He definitely put work in. Samoa Joe put a lot of work into that match. And Roman Reigns was just, you know, same old shit. Boring as usual. He did like, I don't know, 10 or 20 Superman punches. And then, yeah, Lesnar retains. And I called that a long time ago, actually, because I still feel like he's not going to drop the belt until WrestleMania 34 to Reigns, because that's what the original plan was. Like, even before WrestleMania this year, there was a rumor that Vince McMahon said that he wants Lesnar to hold the belt until the next WrestleMania, and that he's going to drop it to Reigns again. And I don't think he's changing his mind about that. I really don't. So I feel like Lesnar will probably hold the belt until Mania and then drop it to Reigns. And that would be a fucking disaster. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, guys, so again, I apologize that it was kind of late. Not really a great review. I'm tired as fuck. You know, like I said, I went to SummerSlam. I didn't get back till 1 in the morning. And I slept like all day. I woke up right around the eclipse time in the afternoon. And then I watched the Eclipse a little bit. And then I had to go to work. I just got home from work at like 11. Pretty much 11. I missed Raw. Like as soon as I got home, Raw was over. So I didn't even watch Raw. I'm going to probably have to go back and rewatch that. I was even going to do a review. But since I missed it, I was like, fuck. I might watch the highlights. And then I'll watch SmackDown. Maybe I'll review SmackDown tomorrow if something good happens. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and you know, hope you guys enjoyed SummerSlam. You know, it wasn't great, but I don't think it was complete shit. So, peace, guys.